What's up, guys? I apologize if the audio is terrible. I'm working with the AirPod Pros right now. It's all I got. But yeah, welcome to my first video. Cyril Garn, #1 fan. Drop a sub, drop a like. Let's get into it. Alright, first fight of the card. We got Narulo Aliyev versus Shaquem Rock. Shaquem Rock. Cage Warriors double champ, I'm pretty sure. Might not be double champ, but I'm sure he's champion in Cage Warriors. Trains with Paddy Pimlet. I don't really think this matters. I just think the Dagestani plot armor is too powerful right now. Just look at this guy, man. Look at this guy. Tell me this isn't Khabib and Muhammad Makayev's son, dude. Khabib and Muhammad Makayev's genetic combined creation, dude. The Dagestani plot armor too. The Dagestani plot armor right now. It's just too real right now. You know, the only thing is, this guy's a lot younger than Shaquem Rock. I could see a bit of inexperience playing into it, even though they do have a similar amount of fights. But I don't really think Shaquem Rock's faced opponents of very high caliber. If I'm being honest. What else? I'm pretty sure this Narulo Aliyev guy. I'm pretty sure he's a wrestler. I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious he's a wrestler, dude. Just look at him. I think this will be a good matchup because Shaquem Rock does have a grappling base. He does have a lot of wins by what's the face? Does have a lot of wins by sub. So this could be pretty satisfying, pretty fun fight. Hopefully, if he doesn't get smudged by this Narulo guy. Yeah, this guy's a decision merchant. He's 2-0 in the UFC though, so yeah, I just think he's gonna smudge Shaquem Rock if I'm being honest. There's gonna be a smudge fest, a lot of smudge fests on this card. Get the smudge counter up. How many times I say smudge in this video? I think we're already at about 15. Alright, next fight we got Beksat Al-Makan versus Alexandra Topuria. Listen, kid, Alexandra Topuria, kid's a fucking bum. If I'm being honest, this guy's not very experienced. I get his Topuria's brother and all. This guy's only win in the UFC is short notice Colby Thickness. Dude, Colby Thickness is good. Colby Thickness is good. Colby Thickness might just be bottom 10 on the roster, if I'm being honest. Bottom 10 fighters on the roster. Listen, kid's got worst striking I've ever seen, honestly, and sloppy grappling. Last fight, bit of a robbery, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. This isn't the Colby Thickness breakdown. This is Beksat versus Topuria. Alright, now that we've talked about fucking Alexandra Topuria, let's talk about Beksat. Now listen, Beksat is a demon, while Alexandra Topuria was in the fucking gated community of Georgia, fighting people with a combined record of 19 and 28 losses, 19 wins, 28 losses. Beksat Al-Makan was out here fighting guys that were 12 and 1, while he was 3 and 0. Right? This guy was out here fucking putting up generational performances against in the Kazakhstani regional scene. Dude's got a 91% finish rate. I think he's gonna finish Topuria. Not just like, it's not just gonna be a normal average finish. I think this is gonna be a brutal finish. Could be a brutal knockout or some sort of, Bobby Knuckles versus Hamzat sub where he's just cranking the face, breaking his jaw. But yeah, I just think this is going to be a brutal finish from Bexart. I think Bexart's better than Taporia pretty much everywhere. You know, Bexart is lost in the UFC, but guess who he's lost to? Umar Nurmagomedov, right? I'm pretty sure he's 1-1 in the UFC, pretty good. And yeah, fucking he's and he took Umar to a decision as well. Only loss by finish was, as I mentioned before, 12-1 guy, while Bexart was only 3-0. And they had 3 pro fights, which is pretty crazy, but also props to Bexart for that. Next fight we got Perez versus Asu Almabayev, right? Alright, so honestly, Perez is coming off an injury layoff for, I think, how long has it been? About a year? I think, as I was saying before, this is going to be a smudge fest. Asu Almabayev is going to sit on him. He's just gonna smudge him the whole fight. Don't think this will be a very entertaining fight. I just think Perez is gonna be washed. You know, I don't think he's gonna be the same as he was before. And I mean, even before that, he was still washed. His last win was Mateus Nicolau. Haven't heard fucking anything about him in about 2 years. But yeah, take Almabayev decision pretty easily. Next fight, we got Tagir Yulambikov versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Now, Tagir, really good fighter in UFC. You know, he's racked up some good wins. Only losses to Tim Elliott, which Tim Elliott's a pretty underrated fighter, pretty well-rounded fighter. And also Kyoji Horiguchi, man. This guy's the goat of Risen, which, if I'm being honest, that doesn't really mean shit. This guy's pretty much the goat of street beefs in my eyes. I mean, I was fooled by the Kai Asakura highlights on YouTube with his 10 billion Japanese fans. But, yeah, I just think Kyoji Horiguchi, I just think he's washed, man. This guy, people out here being like, dude, this guy was 7-1 in the UFC 15 years ago, man. Dude, this guy's gonna go on another run, dude. Honestly, shut the fuck up. This guy's not doing that shit. This guy's an unk. I know he's only 1 year older than fucking Tagir, but still. You know, Tagir's just look at him, bro. What's he looking at? You can tell this guy's just about to wrestle this fucking guy into the ground. A lot of these Risen fighters don't have much grappling because they fight in a fucking pride ring instead of an octagon, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Kyoji Horiguchi is also 1-1 with Kai Sakura. Could be a pretty cool trilogy to run if he loses this, which I'm pretty sure he will. Also, fucking, not to mention, excuse me. I think Tagir, you know, he's normally a decision fighter. I mean, you can tell. You can tell this guy. Look at his fucking last name. Look at his face. Look at his facial hair. This guy's a decision merchant. But I could see him getting a sub on him. Honestly, getting a cheeky little sub on Kyoji Horiguchi right here. Also, more stuff about Horiguchi. He's been KO'd by Sergio Pettis, which is pretty unfortunate for him. Also, he has beaten the young Manel Cap, which is a pretty well-aging win, but also that was like 10 years ago in 2017, I'm pretty sure. And also, last thing I want to mention about Kyoji Horiguchi. This guy's lost to Pachi Mix, by the way, which is fucking unfortunate. Alright, so lock it in. Yuan, because this either decision or a sub. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Next fight, we got Sergey Spivak Sergey Spivak, great fight, versus Shamil Gaziev. Shamil the Meal Deal Gaziev. Listen, I think Sergey Spivak's more skilled than Shamil Gaziev. However, he's very chinny, and this is a 3-rounder, so Shamil's cardio doesn't really factor in. He's also beaten guys like Marvin Boudet, who was on a run before he got kicked out the UFC. He was 7-1. He's got good power, got some wins by, racked up some wins by KO in the UFC. He's also taken Don'Tale Mage to a decision, which is pretty unfortunate to say the least, but yeah. Also, Spivak was robbed, quite frankly, by Acosta, but that doesn't really factor in. Also, I'm hearing rumors that Spivak has pulled out and Acosta is now in, but if that's the case, I'm taking Acosta to beat him, to beat Shamil, even though it's on short notice. Still taking Fartez to beat him. Fartez put on generational performance against Ante, third nipple to Lige. But yeah, anyways, taking Shamil by KO if it's against Spivak, Acosta by decision if Spivak's pulled out. So yeah, on the next fight, Jack Hermanson. This is an interesting one. Jack Hermanson, usually a middleweight, coming down to fight Miktabek Orabla, who's moving up from lightweight. So yeah, size difference isn't that bad. It's only 2 inches, which is honestly could make all the difference, but it's not that bad. Like, we've seen worse matchups, but I'm still going to go with Hermanson by decision. I just think, even though I just kind of contradicted myself, I think he's too big, He's pretty mature. Orabla is only 27, by the way. And I get he's kind of muscling guys around at lightweight, but that's pretty easy to do when you're weighing in 8 pounds over. But yeah, I think Hermanson's going to be strong enough to hold him down, or if he wants to, just keep it on the feet. But I think it's probably better for him to just as I'd say again, smudge him. But yeah, another pretty decent fight, but probably gonna be boring. Next fight. We got Uzdemir versus Alonzo Menafield, right? I'm taking Uzdemir by KO for this one. Uzdemir's pretty recently beaten Bogdan Guskov by sub, which is aging very well. KO Johnny Walker, one of the many to do it, but also went to a very razor close decision against Carlos Ulberg, but which Menafield couldn't do. He got KO'd by Ulberg. I think Volkan Ozdemir is pretty good. I think he's pretty underrated. Like, man's fucking out here, fucking sitting out. Hasn't fought in. I'm pretty sure he hasn't fought in a while. Like, but yeah, uh, yeah. Menfield's pretty big for light heavyweight. Pretty thick and muscly. It's just a ball of muscle exploding on your face, as Joe Rogan would say. Yeah, I don't think that really factors in. I think Usman is still going to knock him out. For the co-main event, alright, we've got Bilal, remember the name Mohammed, and Ian sitting in the corner on the cuck chair, Gary, and facing off in the co-main. Ian Gary's not pretty good. He's a very good fighter. As much as I dislike him, I think he's going to get it done by decision. I think he's going to be able to keep it off the ground. He's very well rounded, so I think the ground. Let me tell you what I think. I think Ian Gary's just going to be able to keep it off the ground and box him up, But if he does decide to go to the ground, I think he's going to survive. Like, Bilal doesn't have any finishing capability whatsoever. But, yeah, so let's keep it off the ground, box him up. That'll be the game plan from Gary, I assume. Yep. Lock it in, Gary decision. Next fight, main event. Armin Sarkarian. I just couldn't have done that. Versus Dan Hooker. Right? So, for this one, I think it's just going to be, I think it's going to be Armin, round one, round one or two, ground and pound TKO. Like, I don't think he's not going to be able to knock out Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's got a very good chin. Dan Hooker does have very good takedown defense, which will factor into this, but I still think Armin's going to be able to take him down and once again smudge him. But yeah, not too much to say about that. But winner of this gets the title shot, I'd imagine. Good to see Armin actually getting a fight rather than just sitting out, making Instagram reels. But yeah, hopefully Dan Hooker can beat him. We're all praying for it. I can't imagine that many people want to see Armin win, but I have seen a lot of Dan Hooker hate recently. Which is, I mean, Charles Oliveira had it coming, bro. Let's be honest, Charles Oliveira had it coming, bro. I'm joking, but yeah. Like Dan Hooker, I hope he gets it done, but Armin's gonna finish him in round one or two pretty early, probably. That's about it. Honestly, other than that, we don't really have that much to talk about. Besides freaking Bogdan Guskov's son came out of an egg in the Apex on the card. Yeah. Also we got Felipe Lima versus Daniel Marcos got cancelled. Pretty unfortunate, but yeah, that would have been a good fight. Yeah. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a sub, drop a like. It's my first video. Lots of room to improvement, I'd imagine. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoy it. Once again, drop a like, drop a sub. Keep an eye out for some more videos. I'll probably drop another one pretty soon. Yeah.